So guys, welcome back to the channel. As you'll see by today's title, I finally did it. I finally pulled the trigger on one of the want cars, one of my dream cars, one of those cars that I've wanted for a very long time. Now, you know me very well. You know that I love a depreciated asset. It's probably one of my favourite things. Just getting out of the sun. It is so hot in the UK at the moment. It's like 30 degrees. I'm actually shooting this in what I believe to be a sun trap at the back of my house where, yeah, there's like the garage, but here there's no shade whatsoever and it gets so hot. So we are going to burn through today's video. I'm not going to do some suspense, YouTube suspense, because I just want you guys to see this thing. I have been driving it for about a month, well, a month and a half now, and I'm currently looking at it now and I can't believe I own this car. Now I will say at the start of this video, this was the cheapest one I have ever seen for sale. I have never seen one this cheap. There is good reason behind that, so please sit back and watch this full video, because this isn't a, oh look at me, I've, you know, done this crazy thing because I've earned so much money. This is literally putting everything I had on the line to see if I could do it and if I actually like this car. I do that a lot where I buy the cheapest or at least the worst version of the car I actually want. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't go through and you sit back and go, why have I done this? But this is one of those things where you, after a month and a half, I'm happy, but oh my god, it's been a struggle to get a few things for this car that I know have been a problem when I bought it. Yeah, I'm going to show you guys now, because this, again, is the cheapest one of these. I bought it by the side of the road, just outside of Reading, on the way back from a holiday, and from a lovely guy called George. Shout out to George if he's ever watching. I think he was the guy that owned this, not the first guy, but the second guy, because it's sad I'm the third owner, or fourth owner? No, third owner. He was actually a cameraman for the BBC. Very interesting. Don't know who the first person is, because they must have been some sort of businessman, because they did a lot of miles in this car. A lot of miles. So, I'd like to introduce you all to my 2009, so on a 59 plate, Maserati Quattroporte. Yes, I am an idiot, because this has 134,000 miles on it. Yeah, 100, so say it with me, 134,000 miles this car has on it. So the first owner bought it from Medina Modena, so the Lyndhurst Maserati and Ferrari dealership, and they put a sizable chunk of mileage in the first couple of years on this. And then after that, it hasn't had too much mileage over the past sort of 5 years, but yeah, the first person did like 90 to 100,000 miles in this car in a very short space of time. Now, some people may step back and go, no, I'm not having that. I pulled up to have a look at this car, knowing full well what mileage on it and knowing that there was going to be some problems. The amount of history in this car, there's tens of thousands of pounds worth of receipts. Some of the receipts in there are not even under 2-3 grand per receipt. And it's had mileage put on it, but it's had the services kept up with. It's had tyres. It's actually wearing some really nice, I think they're Goodyear Eagle F1s or whatever they are. So proper tyres. No one's scrimped on this car, which is fantastic. Now, show you around the car in its current state. This is not as I bought it, because I wanted to get a few things done prior to me actually showing you guys on the channel. But they haven't gone for it. Some things haven't happened, unfortunately, because this car's a lot harder to buy parts for than I realised. Yeah, really, really hard, like silly. And it's really expensive. Who knew? Who knew that Maserati parts would be really expensive? Anyway, 134,000 miles. When I actually bought the car, it had, obviously, the original Meridian Modena plates on it, on a 59 plate. We, of course, put the D19 JME plate from, you know, previous. You've seen it on the M4, on the Dodge Ram, on the RS3, stuff like that. So this was one of those cars I thought deserved to have my private plate on it. Again, I do, yes, go through cars, don't get me wrong, because I have silly cars like this that I would like to have for 6 months and sort of move on from, and then get into another really silly financial situation where you buy something by the side of the road you really shouldn't. So that's fine, it's fine, don't worry about it. But yeah, I have already replaced the Trident on the front because it was broken. Someone has reversed into it at some point. That was £190 just for the front Trident if you were to buy it from you know, a Maserati specialist. I actually found that one on eBay. It was in a genuine package. It's actually a genuine product from Maserati at some point, and that was 50 quid, I think, 55 quid posted, which was quite good. Usually you would be able to get away with putting any sort of generic Maserati badge on the front, but because this is, of course, as you'll see, a facelift car, it has a slightly smaller badge by about a couple of centimeters, which pushes the price up from around £10 to £15 to 190 if you really want one. Today, if you wanted to wait on eBay, that one came up 50 quid. So I had to get that done before actually showing you guys because it was winding me up. Literally the top of it was broken off. The other thing was this badge. It has been replaced. I've replaced it again, but it had one on there that was so faded and it looked terrible. So yeah, that's just how it is. Car is dirty at the moment because I do daily drive this, just taking my kids to school in it, which was a good laugh. Anyway, onwards to other bits like horrendously curbed wheels. These have been curbed from living in London, backing into curbs. This side is a lot worse than I thought when I bought it because I was a bit too excited. Yeah, they're getting done by Martin in the next couple of days. We're going to be going down there and actually seeing, you know, whether we can save these wheels. There's a lot of chunks out of them. If I'm honest, the tyres are good, but the wheels aren't as good, which is fine. So next up is, of course, maintenance. It's got service history, it's got brakes done, it's got loads of stuff done to it, which is really nice. But there was a slight knock coming from this passenger side suspension. Now I have actually already replaced the bottom ball joints. You can only buy them in a 2-pack, which was a little bit annoying because the other side was really good. But I've bought 2, 360 quid. I don't think that was too bad. Fitting it, there is still slight play in something, so we will assess that down the road. I probably think it's top mounts, something like that. But we will do a full driving video in this in the next video, probably tomorrow. Coming down the side of the car, of course, it is slightly dirty at the moment, but I have already gone through this for 2 full days at Jason's. Actually machine polishing this myself, trying to get a good enough shine off this. Again, it's not clean at the moment because I actually drive this thing, but it actually came out really, really nicely. The only issue with the paint, although it is absolutely stunning, as you can just about see, there's like metal flake, gold, bits of brown in it, I think, as well. Really, really good paint on this Quattroporte. The only issue is this arch. For some reason, the lacquer has come off. You can just about see, and weirdly, that's the only bit on the car that's like it. As if it's been sat next to something its entire life, and that side took the brunt of lacquer peel or something like that. But we are getting that again assessed in the next couple of videos. Next up is, I'll show you guys the interior because it is a beautiful place to be. Just wanted to show you this. Rear blind that goes up and down, very cool, but the original Meridian Modena actual sticker on the back, which is pretty cool. Goes with the number plates, Maserati badging. Facelift because it's got the LED lights as well. Come into the driver's seat where you will find the crema, I'm going to say, cream interior. Everything is as it should be, but there is slight sagging, of course, you're going to get from these generation cars. You can just about see there. Bit of wear and tear. Someone stuck some sticker down here, like a gaffer tape or something, because they were getting in and out, and a little bit here, which is odd. Silly thing is, though, I've actually already gone through this car and completely cleaned and tried to make this leather as nice as possible, but mate, it is so hard to get nice. I am going to redo this seat again, probably dye a few bits, because as you can see, the seats are, I don't know, they're not very nice condition because of the colour and the age and the mileage. It's really, really hard to get a good clean on these sorts of seats, but we will jump in. Just show you guys a few things. One of them being, there was something glued here at one point. No idea what it was. The owner before me didn't know what it was. And that is like Gorilla Glue for some reason. I don't know what it was. It might have been a phone mount back in 09, you know, 59 plate this is. You might have got a Nokia of some sort. That would have gone there. That is now long gone. But the residue of whatever glue that is still there. So that's fine. And as you can see here, this air vent is not very happy. We'll of course assess that in the not so distant future. I'm going through the bad bits because I want to show you guys that this might have been a cheap car. It's really not that cheap to keep going. These are, I've looked at them for years, and about 15 grand, say, for a nice one, you know, 15 grand plus for a low mileage, you know, one you actually want to drive and buy. This one wasn't that. This one wasn't that, as you'll probably see. I'm going to gloss past a few bits though, like the buttons going that a lot of Italian cars from this era had. Yeah, they just go a bit funny. Other than that though, that's the worst of it. I cannot believe how amazing this car is. Let me take you under the bonnet. Now, this being a facelift car, it has the 4.7 litre V8. So it's actually sort of behind the front axle as well, which is really cool. Of course, if you'll remember from the good old days of Top Gear, you will remember this versus the Aston Martin Rapide and the Porsche Panamera Turbo. This pretty much exact car, it was a GTS, but it was very, very similar to this. This was the one that they had in there, and since then, I've wanted a facelift 4.7 in black. Now we're here, which is really cool. Anyway, seeing past that, 4.7 litre V8, very similar to the 430s and 458s engines, but crank's different, so they sound a bit different. Less power, I think these are about 430. Someone's going to correct me in the comments, but yeah, this sounds insane. I will, of course, put another full video up of me driving this, because that deserves its own video all day long. Other than that though, this is running absolutely sweet with 134,000 miles on it. It's actually been maintained properly, it's been loved, so not too many worries here, which is good. We have had a check over just to make sure all of the hoses are fine, nothing's corroded, you know, servicing, the plug's okay, everything. It's absolutely fine under there, which is really, really nice. Of course, if you're going to buy something with this sort of mileage, with this badge on the front, you're going to want to make sure everything is as it should be. Just take you guys into the back of the car. Absolutely beautiful interior in this. You've even got seat movement in the back there. Full Bose sound system as well, which is pretty good. Got my daughter's car seat in here. Centre armrest, that rear blind, and as you can see, the roof has full Alcantara as well, which is really cool. Another cool thing actually is centre is all leather, although there is of course a few bits missing. That's just how it is. There is buttons for lock, unlock, and the rear blind, which is pretty cool right in the centre. And one of my favourite things is the trident on the headrests. Such a lovely car. Like, honestly, the inside of this car is pantomime. It's theatre at its best, in my opinion. And when you sit in this thing and you're rowing through the gears, and these gears are making that sound when you go through, it is just the nicest thing ever. I can't even explain it. There will be, again, a full video of this driving. Again, this car was cheap. It was really cheap. I'm not going to disclose how much I paid for it because it needed a lot of work. I'm probably going to be about what I paid for it in maintenance just from my 6-month ownership of this car. But I want to get it right. I want to get this car nice, so that's what we're going to do next. In the next couple of videos, you will see a full driving video of this. You will see me enjoying it. I don't cane it. I just think this is just the nicest luxury Italian car that they ever made. It is the purest driving 4-door machine I've ever driven, and I thankfully have driven a lot, and I just think the Quattroporte is leagues above everything else. I understand that there is some people that might not like the Maserati brand. The depreciation is absolutely hilarious. That's why I bought one when they were at their lowest. But yeah, I am absolutely made up with this car. Honestly, I can't believe I am shooting this video inside this car, because I never thought I'd be able to own one of these. Even if it's for 6 months to a year, at least I did it. At least I enjoyed this thing, and I've done a month and a half in it. We've done probably 500 miles, 1,000 miles at the most, and honestly, it's everything I wanted it to be, this car. And of course, the first thing I did, as you'll see in the next video, I bypassed some exhaust bits, if you know what I mean. Right, it's very hot in the UK. I'm going to get out of the car now. Thank you so much for watching. And I'm very thankful to be able to have my number plate on a car like this to show you guys for a bit. Even if it is, again, for 6 months, I'm so glad I got to tick this car off my list. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you on the next one.